Meet the real-life Wolverine. No, I'm not talking about Hugh Jackman or a comic book character. I am talking about a creature found in the deep jungles of Central Africa that possesses one of the most brutal defense mechanisms in nature. This is the hairy frog, scientifically known as Trichobatrachus robustus. But locals and scientists often call it the horror frog or the Wolverine frog. Why? Because unlike cats, bears, or even raptors that have claws made of keratin, the same stuff as your fingernails, this frog weaponizes its own skeleton. It is a biological marvel that proves frogs are anything but fragile. Most animals are born with their weapons ready to go. A lion has teeth, a scorpion has a stinger, but the hairy frog is different. Its weapons are hidden inside its body, and to use them, it has to hurt itself first. When this frog is threatened by a predator, it triggers a sudden, violent muscle contraction. This force intentionally snaps the bones in its own toes. Once the bone is broken, the sharp, jagged fragment is forced downward, puncturing through the frog's own toe pads to create a spear-like claw. Imagine if, to defend yourself, you had to break your own fingers to turn them into knives. That is the level of commitment this animal has to survival. These bone claws are incredibly sharp and can inflict deep, bleeding wounds on any predator foolish enough to try and take a bite. But the claws aren't the only weird thing about this animal. As its name suggests, it looks like it is covered in fur. But frogs are amphibians. They don't have hair. What you are actually looking at is zombie-like strands of skin. These hairs are scientifically called dermal papillae. They are found mostly on the males during the breeding season. These strands are packed with blood vessels and act like external gills. You see, the male hairy frog is a dedicated father. After the female lays eggs in the water, the male stays submerged for days or even weeks to guard them. Because he cannot surface for air without abandoning his babies to predators, he grows this hair to absorb oxygen directly from the water into his blood. It allows him to hold his breath for an insanely long time. So, we have a frog that breaks its own bones and grows breathing skin. But what happens after the fight? Does it just walk around with broken toes forever? Scientists believe that once the danger passes and the muscles relax, the claws passively retract back into the toe. The skin then heals over the wound, effectively regenerating just like a comic book hero. It is a cycle of breaking and healing that happens throughout the frog's life. Nature is usually beautiful, but sometimes it is metal. The hairy frog is a living, breathing reminder that evolution will do whatever it takes to survive, even if it means breaking a few bones. Subscribe if you are glad you don't have to break your fingers to fight.